Hey guys, of all the tools you'll bring with you on the water, perhaps none is as important as a good knife. Today I want to talk to you about the Benchmade Bugout, my favorite everyday carry knife for fishing, hunting, and general outdoor activities. Let's start with the blade. Cutlery steel has come a long way in the past few decades, and where once steels like 440C or ATS 34 were considered premium options, new super steels can outperform virtually any alloys previously used for knives. As of 2025, now former super steels like CPMS 30V are offered as standard, adding little to no extra cost to your knife. The Bugout sports a 3.24-inch flat ground blade with a high spine. In the field, this translates into exceptional slicing geometry without sacrificing strength. And unlike the sharpened pry bars that try to pass as cutting implements these days, you'll be pleasantly surprised by just how well the Bugout handles everything from cutting zip ties and opening clamshell packaging to cutting fresh mullet or cleanly slicing through tough line materials like heavyweight braid. CPMS 30V is a fantastic all around steel, offering a combination of exceptional edge holding, reasonable toughness, and high stain resistance. If there's one thing not to love about it, it's that it can chip if it's abused, unlike less high speed materials like 440A or 420HC, a favorite from Buck. Its high hardness and exceptional wear resistance mean that you need to forget the Arkansas stones, however. Ceramic or diamond impregnated rods are essential to make real progress when sharpening. I use the Spyderco Sharp Maker, running the diamond stones to reset the edge before moving on to the gray medium and finally the white fine to get a razor's edge. In my experience, the Bugout holds a hair shaving sharp edge far longer than you'd expect, and I've been pleasantly surprised on multi-day fishing trips where my knife is served in the water, in camp, making fire, preparing food, cutting packaging or cardboard, and field dressing and cleaning fish. I've had zero trouble with corrosion through all that, none at all, but I still would give my knife a quick wash in fresh water if I used it in the salt. Let's discuss the handle. Plastic handles are nothing new, and fiberglass reinforced nylon has been a top choice for knife manufacturers for years. The Bugout uses Grivery, which is a high-end thermoplastic, complete with spacers and a steel insert to stabilize the locking mechanism. And while it may feel like cheap plastic, it's anything but. I've heard plenty of complaints from knife enthusiasts about the choice to use plastic for the handle of a relatively pricey knife, and it's absolutely true that you can feel the scales flex if you give them a hard squeeze. But don't be fooled. Grivery is light, amazingly durable, and simply among the very best possible handle materials for a knife that you'll use hard in the field. It exhibits extreme strength to weight. It won't absorb liquids for the most part. It's highly resistant to chemical corrosion like bug spray that might eat normal plastic, and it's exceptionally impact resistant. It's also super easy to clean. It's everything you want in a knife that's going to see fish slime, blood, mud, sand, grit, etc., and it's only 1.85 ounces total. The ergonomics of the handle are also fantastic. It's not just featherweight. It's designed in a way that knife users will really appreciate, with a neutral grip that doesn't tell you how to hold the knife, but rather facilitates whichever grip is best for the situation. I've used reverse grips, hammer grips, pinch grips, you name it, to do different things, and it worked in every single grip I used without feeling uncomfortable or providing hot spots or anything like that. Really, it's just exceptional. And my large hands have plenty of real estate. However, I've decided to use the Bugout. And unless your name is Shaquille O'Neal, your hands are going to fit on this knife too. It also is nicely textured to enhance your control when your hands are wet or slimy or bloody. And you'll find a lanyard hold too that can keep your knife secure when you're working around deep water. The Bugout uses Benchmade's legendary axis lock. This system relies on two springs to push a bar forward, essentially jamming the blade open. I'm not aware of any failures while even one of the springs is working, and in my hard use, I've never had any slippage, unexpected folding, or even so much as a complaint. The blade opens with a perfectly positioned ambidextrous set of thumb studs, and the washers provide a slick feel, even if you increase the tension on the blade as I have, so that it doesn't swing quite so freely closed. I also find that this one-handed operation is essential while I'm actively fishing, and the Bugout is a perfect companion for me on the water and in the field. It sports a deep carry pocket clip that doesn't get in the way, and being under 2 ounces, it simply disappears into your pocket until you need it. And as much as I like knives like my Buck 110, you'll really appreciate just how light and invisible and unobtrusive this knife is in your pocket. Keep in mind that Benchmade is infamous for what can be called the butterfly tax, so expect to pay a premium. You'll see the Benchmade Bugout for between $160 and $190 depending on the retailer, and if you find one for a lot less than that, you can be pretty sure that you got your hands on a fake, and unfortunately there are plenty of fakes out there. But if you're looking for a light, easy to carry, ambidextrous, one-hand opening knife that gets and stays razor sharp with a minimum of care, you can't beat the Bugout at any price. Pull the trigger on this knife and prepare to be impressed.